So tell me, are you more scared of getting all your cards destroyed or most of your cards banished permanently? What is going on, guys? This is Miasin, and today I will be comparing Lightning Storm to Evenly Matched to try to figure out which card is the best one to side, or even main deck depending on your needs. But before we start, friendly reminder to like and subscribe seriously helps me out so much. You have absolutely no idea how. And also, check me out on Instagram and Twitch. Both links will be in the description box below. And with that being said, let's get right into this video. So first of all, Lightning Storm is a normal spell card that reads, if you control no face-up cards, activate one of these effects. So either destroy all attack position monsters your opponent controls, or destroy all spell and trap cards your opponent controls. You can only activate one Lightning Storm per turn. On the other hand, Evenly Matched is a normal trap card that reads, at the end of the battle phase, if your opponent controls more cards than you do, you can make your opponent banish cards from their field face down. Very important. So they control the same number of cards as you do. If you control no cards, you can activate this card from your hand. The reason why I said that this was important, the fact that your opponent was the one banishing cards from their field, is because if your opponent controls, let's say, a bunch of towers, monsters that are unaffected by card effects, they are still affected by Evenly Matched in a way, since they are not really getting banished by a card effect, but actually manually by a player banishing. So it's kind of like a game mechanic and not really an effect. So even though both cards can get negated by Omni-Negates, Lightning Storm will especially get shut down by Anti-Spell and Imperial Order, whereas Evenly Matched actually does some banishing, so it can get negated by Artifact Lancia and Imperial Iron Wall, or by Royal Decree and Red Reboot. Since Lightning Storm is a once per turn but Evenly isn't, there is actually kind of an interaction against cards like Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, which negates the effect and not the activation, whereas you will not be able to use your additional copies of Lightning Storm, whereas Evenly doesn't really care. As long as you have more copies, you can still keep using the other ones. Both cards are absolutely horrible to draw late game because they either require you to have no cards on your field or no face-up cards on your field if you want to use them practically, so they aren't as flexible as a card like Harpy's Feather Duster, meaning that if you see them, you really want to use them ASAP. And both cards are extremely similar in what they actually achieve in either trying to break monsters or spell and traps, or even both in the case of Evenly. For Lightning Storm, unfortunately, monsters in defense will always be safe, whereas Evenly doesn't really care about the position or the status of whichever card you're trying to hit. This is relevant because a lot of people actually respect Lightning Storm, so they kind of adopted the behavior of always summoning their most precious monsters in defense, so Lightning Storm will actually have less impact against them, because if they get Lightning Stormed for monsters, for example, probably their worst monsters are going to get destroyed, and they don't really have to waste a negate on that, for example, whereas Evenly, there is just no workaround, so your opponent always has to use a negate on Evenly. Now, one extremely important but obvious thing to keep into consideration is the fact that Evenly Matched makes you give up on your battle phase. So if you are on a going second, OTK deck, whatever, you still have to do something really productive on that main phase too. Otherwise, your opponent is still going to kill you next turn, and also he gets to keep one card because of the Evenly. Whereas Lightning Storm, your opponent doesn't keep anything, and you don't have to sacrifice your battle phase. So if you are strictly trying to kill your opponent, Lightning Storm is probably better for that. Another cool thing for Lightning Storm is that if your opponent summons a bunch of Link monsters, you know for a fact that Lightning Storm can destroy every single one of them, because Link monsters can never be in defense position. Now, even though this is not really related to their actual functionality, there is a huge price difference between both cards. As a matter of fact, Lightning Storm is way more expensive than Evenly, and for the price of one single Lightning Storm, you can easily get yourself a full playset of Evenly. So, in conclusion, what I do recommend if you are on a budget, I would probably tell you to play 3 Evenly Matched for that reason, whereas if you don't really care about the money, and you really want to kill people, going second, words taken out of context, I know, I really recommend Lightning Storm. But that's pretty much it for this video. Let me know what you guys actually think is the better card in the comment section below. Of course, as always, don't forget to like and subscribe. Check me out on Instagram and Twitch, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.